guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Anne. So for today's video, this will be a sad update and sad news about immigration rules and policies that's been updated and changed this 2024, sadly, in immigration. So I'll be tackling about the changes in legal migration rules that is applicable for family and work visas for 2024. So I will try to cover the information that you need to know, especially which sector and visa category route will be affected by the changes, when will it happen, and if there is any exemption to those immigration rules. So without further ado, I'll be discussing what are these 5 changes. So what are the 5 changes of legal migration for family and work visa for 2024? First, social care workers will not be allowed to bring dependents, that is, their partners and children, on their visa application. Second, the minimum salary to be sponsored for a skilled worker visa will increase, with the baseline minimum rising from £26,200 to £38,700, but not for the health and care worker visa, which includes social care, or for education workers on national pay scales. Third, changes to the shortage occupation list to reduce the number of jobs where it will be possible to sponsor someone for a skilled worker visa on less than the usual minimum salary, which is the main purpose on this list. And fourth, the minimum income normally required to sponsor someone for a spouse or partner visa will rise in stages from £18,600 per year to £29,000 and ultimately around £38,700. And lastly, a review of the graduate visa, a 2-year unsponsored work permit for overseas graduates of British universities. So when will the changes happen? Banning newly arrived care workers for bringing immediate family will happen on 11th of March 2024. The skilled worker minimum salary increases will happen on 4th of April 2024. Initial changes to the shortage occupation list will also happen in April 2024, very likely 4th of April. The Migration Advisory Committee is working on its recommendation for the new list. The spouse and partner visa minimum income will first increase to £29,000 on 11th of April 2024 to around £34,500 at an unspecified time later in 2024, and finally to around £38,700 by early 2025. The Home Office was supposed to commission the Migration Advisory Committee to begin work on the graduate visa review in January 2024, although it had not yet done so at the time of writing. The committee is expected to report in late 2024. Will MPs be voting to approve, reject, or amend the changes? Unlikely. Revision of visa regulation is done through statements of changes to the immigration rules. The government says it intends to lay 2 such statements before Parliament, one on 19th of February 2024 and another on 14th of March 2024. Statements of changes take effect automatically unless either the House of Commons or House of Lords actively votes to annul them within 40 days. Usually there is no vote and the government is not obliged to make time for one in the Commons, even if a motion against the changes is tabled. This can be done as an early day motion. If there is a vote on changes to the immigration rules, the proposed changes cannot be amended. They can either be accepted or voted down in their entirety. No further legislation is needed. So why has the government decided to make these changes? Ministers believe that immigration is far too high. Net migration, or the number of immigrants minus the number of emigrants was provisionally estimated to be 745,000 in the 12 months ending on 31st December 2022. International students, social care workers, and their immediate family members or dependents are the main contributors to the recent increase in net migration, along with humanitarian visa schemes and people claiming asylum. The forthcoming changes following restrictions on student-dependent rules is announced separately in May 2023 and in force since the start of 2024. The Home Office says that 300,000 of the people who moved to the UK last year would not have been able to come had all these changes been in place then. So what happens if I'll be extending my spouse or partner visa on or after 11th of April? Will the £29,000 threshold apply to me or only to the first-time visa applicants? Only to the first-time applicants. A government spokesperson initially said the higher threshold would apply to visa extensions, but the Home Office has since announced that it will not. Those who already have a family visa within the 5-year partner route or who apply before the minimum income threshold is raised will continue to have their applications assessed against the current income requirement and will not be required to meet the increased threshold. People applying for permanent residence, formerly known as settlement or indefinite leave to remain, after being on a spouse or partner visa are also required to meet the minimum income rule. As worded, this exemption also appears to cover them. Full details are awaited. Can both the applicant's and sponsor's income be counted towards the £18,600 or £29,000 required? When applying for the initial visa from outside the UK, only the sponsor's income can be counted towards the minimum income threshold. For extensions and permanent residence, both incomes count. People generally need to provide evidence of having earned that income for the past 6 months, although the exact rules are complicated. There are also some options for people who do not earn the minimum income, allowing them to qualify to the visa by other means, such as by using savings above £16,000 or in exceptional circumstances. The Home Office says this will still be possible once the threshold rises. Will there be changes to the amount of savings needed as an alternative to income? Under the current rules, the amount of savings required would automatically increase as the headline income threshold rises. If nothing in the rules were to change other than the income threshold rising to £29,000, that would push up the minimum maximum savings required from £62,500 to £88,500. The statement of changes to the immigration rules due to be published on 14th of March should confirm what the amount will be. As with the main income rule, people generally need to have had the required amount of savings in their accounts for 6 months before applying. So will the minimum income increase apply to foreign members of the armed forces who want to sponsor a spouse or partner visa? Yes. Do any comparable countries apply minimum income rules to spouse visa? Many countries require proof of sufficient economic resources. The way the requirement is expressed and assessed varies, making exact comparisons difficult. Where countries do express the requirement as a minimum income, such as in Belgium or Norway, library research has so far not found any examples of the threshold being set above or close to £38,700, the level the UK government ultimately intends to reach. The UK's rules on what income sources count towards the threshold are also stricter than in other countries, according to the Migration Observatory at Oxford University. Opponents of the minimum income policy often cite a ranking called the Migrant Integration Policy Index or MIPX. In 2020, the UK was placed second from bottom among 56 countries for ease of family reunion. The family reunion ranking takes minimum income style rules into account, along with various other factors in comparing the various countries. For the higher £38,700 salary threshold for the skilled worker visa, will that be applied to people already here on that visa? No. Those already in the skilled work route and applications made before the rules change will not be subject to the new £38,700 salary threshold when they change employment, extend, or settle, according to the Minister for Legal Migration. For many roles, workers cannot be sponsored for a skilled worker visa unless they are paid a higher going rate salary. The government has indicated that the job specific going rates will also increase significantly up to the median average UK salary for that job. This means, for example, that the minimum salary to sponsor a foreign accountant will rise from the current going rate of £31,300 to around £47,000, according to the Financial Times analysis. The new going rate should be confirmed in the statement of changes to the immigration rules due to be published on 14th of March. In certain circumstances, people can be paid a little less than the usual minimum salary and still be sponsored for a skilled worker visa. This includes new entrants to the labor market, such as people aged under 26 and postdoctoral researchers. There has been no indication that this will change except for the significant revisions to the shortage occupation list. So guys, yun yung information na meron tayo and current updates with regards to legal migration rules that has been approved by the Parliament this year 2024. And just a quick recap, unfortunately, para dun sa mga kababayan natin na nag-apply ng care workers. So, apparently, hindi nyo na pwedeng dalhin ang inyong dependents or immediate family, even your husband, starting 11th of March 2024. And for our skilled worker minimum salary increase, so it will also start this 11th April 2024. So you will be expected to be earning for at least 26,200 para makapag-sponsor ng inyong family dito sa UK. And sa mga katulad kong under spouse or partner visa, so since andito na tayo sa UK, or in my case, andito na ako sa UK, hindi ako at least maaapektuhan nung financial increase requirement. However, for those sa mga kababayan natin na nagtatry pa lang mag-apply, so what I can suggest is that if your current fiancé or if your fiancé is actually just earning about 18,600 annually or per year, please try to talk to them and encourage them to lodge your application before 11th of April 2024 para pasok pa siya dun sa 18,600 pounds financial requirement. Otherwise, you will be obliged to comply with the 29,000 current financial requirement that will take effect this 11th of April 2024. Yung initial changes naman for short occupation list will eventually happen this April 2024. And lastly, for the graduate visa review, they are still currently working on it, but Migration Advisory Committee is expected to report this late 2024 for the result. I'll also be linking the resources or references, especially those House of Commons links where I gathered all those information from, on the description box for your reference as well, so you can further absorb or like check on the information and share it with your fiance or spouse, so you will be able to sort out on how you can eventually meet the requirements or if there's an urgency for you to do so. So I'll be ending this vlog now with a sad note about all this information that I just shared with you, but we have to know anyway. So let's just hope and pray that regardless of the tight immigration rules that the UK is implementing, you will still be able to manage to come to the UK and reunite with your loved ones. And please feel free to just comment all your questions and clarification on the comment box below, and we'll try to help you sort it out and find those information for you. So until next time, guys, bye.